Hey guys, I am sweating. Not sweating because I'm tired, it's just very, very hot. Whew. And gloves are really not comfortable to wear, but better gloves than scratched up hands. Alright, now you see me chop with it and process wood. And my hand is okay. I got blisters on my hand, but that's not from the Persian. Now, yesterday I chopped a log. I was, oh no, it was pretty thick. You can tell on the video. And I should have made the notch wider so I could chop. But after a while, that was at the end of the day, and I was pretty tired. Not thinking straight. Now today I chopped down this dry tree, and if you chop down, it's gonna be harder and you won't be so accurate unless you kneel, but I really don't like that. You saw me chop the log and I was kneeling, and somehow that position is not comfortable for me. That was just the explanation. And sure, sometimes you're not going to be as accurate, but compare this with working with a different blade. The effort is very small. The shock that you get from the blade when it hits wood, it's very small. If you hit it really wrong, then you're gonna get some feedback. That happened twice. I hit the blade and I got a really nasty feedback here. I couldn't explain it. And the second time it happened, I realized that it was probably like I hit it the first time. But it only happened the second time, 2 times. The first time I was in the woods with this tool. Now, Kylie has a few videos on this, and I took my time. Really did take my time. I've been working with it every week since I had it. Every outing, actually. I can tell you one thing about it. I was surprised, but I shouldn't have been. If you want to do any cross-grain chopping, like I did on the log over there, it's not gonna do very well. It's gonna, I mean, you see me chop that log in 5 minutes, I think, and that is good. For this weight, that is very good, I would say. But cross-grain, you're not gonna have the penetration that you're gonna get when you, if you want to quarter like I did with this tree, hit around, and if your aim is better than mine, you're gonna have a really good result. That's what you always are gonna hear on Kylie's channel, cutting geometry. He doesn't say, says it with a different accent, but it is really good. The tip wasn't sharpened when I got it, and I was reluctant to sharpen it because you saw the blade deflect and hit the leaves once or twice. Now if you want to really power through a sapling, get it really fast, and I usually try to cut down, not to waste the length of the wood, I will hit dirt. But I've sharpened the tip, and yesterday I tried it and just cut with the tip. I'm not used to working with a machete, so it was a real surprise to me at how good it was, because it is like a fast blade. It really goes through, and with a good sharpened tip, it's even better. So I am going to sharpen it even better, and just be careful. This is 01, and 01 will stain really fast. I clean the rust off. I let it for 3 weeks with very little attending. I used to strop it when I get home, but I didn't put any sandpaper to it or the hone. Now, after working with it the whole day yesterday, I went home and I just took the hone I have from cKc, ran it over the blade twice, and then stropped it. And it was back to razor sharp. So, edge holding ability, very good. Ease of edge maintenance, I would say very good. I couldn't really compare it with something else that I had because I didn't have anything else like this. But it has a very good edge retention. As for ergonomics, I would say that's where it shines. It really does. This is my natural grip on it, and sometimes when I swing really hard I'll let it slide, but this is not really comfortable for me as it squeezes my finger and it'll hurt. But I can go down on it like this to get on this portion of the blade, which is for heavier things, and it does really great. This portion is for lighter things, but it bites in really deep, and this portion is very accurate if you learn how to use it. So it is pretty amazing. Now, I didn't want to tell you my opinions about the blade without posting a few clips before, and you've seen it, how it handles. Picture is worth 1,000 words, and I think it is the case here. It handles extremely well. I have never had a handle like this. It seemed weird to me in the beginning. I got accustomed to it very fast, and it kind of gave me the feeling that it wanted to chop a certain way. I wanted to watch kKc's videos on it, but I said no, let me see if it comes natural, and it kind of did come natural. I'm not really good at telling time, and I don't have a display that faces me. So, talked about the blade. Now kKc said he designed this as an outdoor fighting knife, and well, he designed it like that, so it pretty much does it like that. The handle will not let you go up on the blade. If you have a firm grip on it, you don't really have to squeeze it. But even if you squeeze it, and I'm squeezing it really hard right now, let me just do that for another second, and you'll see my palm. It's pretty much uniform. You don't see any portions that are squeezed in by the handle, so it is very comfortable for me. For me, I don't know if you have bigger hands, maybe the handle would be a bit too small, but I think thin fingers, so it works great for me. And it definitely has the reach. Very good reach. For greenwood, which is what kKc said in one video, that's what he thought this out to do, chop greenwood, it is great. Now, if the wood is attached to the tree, if you cut off a limb and you hit it in an angle, you'll go in with one hit if you really swing hard and hit it with the blade, not with the spine. It happens. It'll go through like butter. Now, if it's a limb that you want to chop, putting on a block here, if you hit it where the limb contacts the log, you'll get through in one hit. If you don't, it'll kind of bounce a bit, the wood will bounce a bit. And now, it does tend to stick inside the wood. Not only green wood, but also dry wood. If the wood is not supported, so if you hold a piece of wood and chop it, it'll stick into it, and it's pretty difficult to get out just by yanking it. What I do, I take the piece of wood and I hit the wood so it splits and releases the blade. But that problem you only get when you process wood. If you have to chop something down, very easy. Doesn't get hung up, does a great job. You've seen it getting a bit hung up in the log that I chopped. That was because the sides of the log were already pushing on it. kKc asked me if I could get a 2x4 and see how many chops it takes. I don't know where to get one, and the stands are probably different from ours than from the ones they have in the States, but that's why I chopped that log. I don't need a log, it was there, it was rotten on the surface, and it was pretty hard. I don't know what wood that was, probably oak, but it was pretty hard. Now, when Kylie, if he'll decide to make Persians, there are 4 Persians out there. Mine and Gavco's are the same. Gavco's has a G10 handle, I think, put it on himself probably. And Bruce's and Kylie's. Now, Kylie's and Bruce are different. They have a longer handle, I think a bit shorter blade. But you go check out Mike's video on the 32 bottle cutting. 32 water bottle, he halved them with the Persian. If you get a good edge on that, maintain it. I maintain the edge, but it's shaving sharp and nothing beyond. I guess his was better because he went through 32 water bottles in one swipe. Pretty impressive. If Kylie decides to make Persians and you think you'll like it, I am sure you will. If you had a cKc knife, then you probably know what to expect. If you didn't, then you don't. This is a bit of commercial for Kylie. He didn't ask me to do this, and I didn't want to do the review too soon, just so people wouldn't think that I'm saying things that aren't true. If you've been watching my channel, you should know that I don't really tell you something that's not it. If I am, I'm doing so without my knowledge. But after working with it for a month, I like it. I have no idea what one of these would cost. My guess is a lot. But if you have the money and, like I said, you think you like it, you probably will. It is an awesome, awesome knife. I love the wooden handle. I've recently started getting into wooden handles, from this one starting and then to the Trapper. It is very, very comfortable. Wood, much more comfortable than I would have thought. I will not use the blade for batoning. I wouldn't want to crack the handle, and I don't want to risk it. That is not why I have this blade. I have this blade to process wood, and because it really makes me feel safe. It's got a 14-inch blade, 4mm thick. That is enough for a chopper and a fighter. I'm loving it. If you're considering it, I'll be glad to answer any questions, or if you have a test in mind, I'll be glad to do it, and you will see a test, and maybe I can get some pressure treated wood, see how it does on that. Like I said, if you are cross grain chopping, it's not that ideal, but if you go on the wood like this at an angle, it digs in deep, and I think you could see it. I have other material that I will post on it, hours upon hours. Basically everything I did I filmed. If you care, have a look in it, and if I didn't mention something, let me know, and I'll either answer it in the comments or make a video on it. Like I said, I work with it every outing. I'm going to process the rest of the wood, and I'm going to have a fire and then enjoy the day. Oh, the sheath. Great. Kylie said it was a bit high riding. I carry it on an extra belt, and I keep the belt wrapped around it when it's in my backpack. It does great. Kydex, and the tip comes all the way to the end of the sheath, which is very practical because it is open. I wasn't sure at first, but this way you don't get rust on the tip, and that is very important because it has a good tip and you will need it someday. I hope you liked it. One more thing. right. That was it. I put my t-shirt on just for that.